Hello and welcome to today's video where we will be discussing the topic of bottleneck analysis. Whether you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, or a manager, understanding the concept of bottleneck analysis is crucial in identifying the key constraints that may be slowing down your operations and in turn affecting your overall productivity and profitability. In this video, we will cover what bottleneck analysis is, how to identify bottlenecks, and how to overcome them. So, let's get started. Six. What is bottleneck analysis? Bottleneck analysis is a process of identifying and analyzing the bottlenecks in a system or process. In simple terms, it is identifying the step or process that limits the overall productivity of the system. It is a critical tool for improving the efficiency of an organization, reducing costs, and increasing profitability. Bottleneck analysis is a process used to identify the areas in a business causing delays or bottlenecks in production. The analysis aims to improve efficiency by identifying and addressing these issues. By conducting a bottleneck analysis, businesses can identify the areas that need improvement and make changes that will boost productivity. The first step in conducting a bottleneck analysis is to identify the main steps in the production process. They then need to collect data on how long each step takes and how many products are produced during that time. This data is then analyzed to identify which actions are taking the longest and causing the most delays, identifying bottlenecks. The first step in bottleneck analysis is to identify the bottleneck or bottlenecks. There are a few key indicators that can help identify a bottleneck in a process. Long wait times. One of the most common indicators of a bottleneck is long wait times. For example, if a customer has to wait for a long time to get their order, it could indicate that there is a bottleneck in the order processing system. High work in progress. If there is a lot of work in progress at a particular stage in the process, it could indicate a bottleneck. For example, if there are too many products waiting to be inspected, it could indicate a bottleneck in the inspection process. Low throughput. Low throughput is another indicator of a bottleneck. If a process is producing fewer outputs than expected, it could indicate a bottleneck. For example, if a production line is producing fewer units per hour than expected, it could indicate a bottleneck in the production process. Once you have identified the bottleneck, the next step is to analyze it and find ways to overcome it. 5. Overcoming bottlenecks. There are several ways to overcome bottlenecks. Let's take a look at some of the most effective ones. Increase capacity. One way to overcome a bottleneck is to increase capacity. This could mean adding more machines or hiring more staff. For example, if the bottleneck is in the production process, adding more machines could increase the capacity and help overcome the bottleneck. Redistribute work. Another way to overcome a bottleneck is to redistribute the work. This could mean shifting the work to a different stage in the process or even outsourcing it. For example, if the bottleneck is in the inspection process, outsourcing the inspection work could help overcome the bottleneck. Improve process flow. Improving the process flow can also help overcome bottlenecks. This could mean changing the sequence of processes or eliminating unnecessary steps. For example, if the bottleneck is in the order processing system, eliminating unnecessary steps in the process could help overcome the bottleneck. Prioritize work. Prioritizing work can also help overcome bottlenecks. This could mean focusing on high-priority work first and then moving on to low-priority work. For example, if the bottleneck is in the order processing system, prioritizing urgent orders could help overcome the bottleneck. Implement technology. Implementing technology can also help overcome bottlenecks. For example, using automation or robotics in the production process can help increase capacity and reduce the likelihood of a bottleneck. 4. Benefits of the bottleneck analysis. Once this blockage has been identified, improvements can be made that will aim to reduce the waste created from this workflow. Bottlenecks are often created by unnecessary or inefficient steps within a process that ultimately just create waste. The bottleneck analysis will be able to identify where this waste is coming from, which can then be removed. Another benefit is that the organization will have an increased knowledge regarding their processes and workflows. This will help in the ability to make more informed decisions in the future that may stop more bottlenecks occurring. There are several benefits to performing bottleneck analysis. Some of them include increased productivity. By identifying and then removing your bottlenecks, you will see an increase in productivity. Quality improvements. When products move through your processes faster, there is less chance for errors. The quality of your products improves as a result. Improved customer service. When your operations run more efficiently, your customers will be happier. It's because they will receive their orders faster and with fewer errors. Reduced costs. When you increase productivity and improve quality, you will also see a cost reduction. It's because you will use fewer resources and have less waste. Increased knowledge. Managers might not only eliminate existing bottlenecks, but can also assist in planning future production lines or growth by comprehending their reasons. 3. How to conduct a bottleneck analysis. The process to this tool is detailed and requires a lot data gathering about processes, which may be time-consuming for the organization, but will be worth it in regards to costs saved and efficiencies gained. It is important to remember that when you are performing a bottleneck analysis, you do not only want to look at the area the blockage is occurring, but the whole process, including steps prior to this and also after it. By doing this, you will be able to get useful information about what may cause this bottleneck to occur and what the implications are afterwards. It is important to do this because if you eliminate a bottleneck at the start of the process, this may cause other implications further down the track. When conducting the analysis, the type of information you want to be gathering will relate to how long a step in the process may take, the costs associated with it, how many people are involved, and what steps are dependent on other ones being completed. Once you have found out what the most crucial bottlenecks are, steps can be put in place to reduce them. This may involve introducing quality control and quality assurance before a bottleneck, or even having corrective action tools in place after the bottleneck. If the bottleneck can be removed altogether without any implications, then this would be the most effective and efficient thing to do. 2. Bottleneck examples. Bottlenecks can happen at any point in the business process. Some common examples include communication. Communication between teams or departments is necessary. These communications might create a choke point when they are conducted in person or on paper. For example, a single operator taking a break or a misplaced clipboard can cause this bottleneck. Platforms that automate data collection can solve this problem. Processes. Bottlenecks in production lines occur when the number of requests submitted to a machine exceeds the equipment's throughput capacity. A drill press station, for example, receives requests from many upstream devices, each with its hole sizes and depths. Changing tools and establishing depth take too long, starving the downstream parts. Resources. When specific vital resources are scarce, it can cause delays down the line. An example is when an employee with a specialized skill set is required to split their time between multiple tasks or machines. If one technician is responsible for 2 or 3 different types of equipment, it can create a resource bottleneck and limit the labor hours available for each machine. Technology. When software systems can't work together, it creates a technology bottleneck, especially in machinery from different manufacturers. If these systems aren't compatible, it takes extra time to program settings for each step of production. An example would be placing a computer numerical control (CNC) machine before a drill press that is manually set. In that case, this lack of communication between devices will prohibit productivity. 1. Bottleneck analysis, tools and strategies. Analyzing bottlenecks can be done using various tools and strategies that can help identify, analyze, and reduce or eliminate bottlenecks. These include the following. Process mapping. Process mapping involves creating a visual representation of the process or system being analyzed. This can pinpoint potential bottlenecks in the work process. At the same time, it can provide valuable data that can be used to analyze the system or process. Flowcharts. Flowcharts can visualize the flow of work through a system or process. They can help to identify bottlenecks and areas where work is slowed down or impeded. It also provides data that you can use to analyze the system or process. Root cause analysis. Root cause analysis involves identifying the underlying causes of a bottleneck. This can involve asking why questions to uncover the root cause of the problem and identify what needs to be done to address it. Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a data-driven method to process improvement to reduce defects and variability in a process. It can identify and eliminate bottlenecks in a process that are causing delays or other problems. This can be done using data-driven tools like process mapping, flowcharts, and value stream mapping. Theory of constraints. The theory of constraints is a management philosophy that focuses on identifying and managing the constraints that limit the performance of a system or process. It can be used to identify and eliminate bottlenecks in a process. I hope you've got the complete idea about bottleneck analysis. Thanks for watching.